Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Frame. So nice of you to join me today. I've just got a few tips today on when you are dry embossing. A couple of you are telling me that you're getting pieces of embossing powder stuck to your cardstock, and that's most probably because you're not using an embossing buddy. So we'll just go through what we do when we emboss. So I'm not going to colour it or anything today. I'm just going to show you what I do when I stamp and heat emboss my dry embossed image. Okay, so to start with, we need an image. So we're going to use the rose today from the Graceful Garden stamp set. And I've just got a piece of shimmery white. So what we need to do first, before anything, we need to get our embossing buddy on this piece of cardstock that we're going to stamp our versamark, and we want to just rub it, give it a good rub. And this is anti-static, so it should only put the powder where we want it when we've stamped it. And you might find that when you buy one that it has a white powder in it. Don't worry if that comes out. Also, once you can see that I'm keeping my fingers really close to the edge, because where I'm embossing, where I'm rubbing the embossing buddy, I don't want to put my fingers all over it again, if that makes sense. So that might be why you're having trouble. Even if you're using the embossing buddy, try not to put your hands over where you're going to be stamping. So I'll just bring in my Misty. Pop that down there. Now I'm not really worried too much where I'm placing it, whether it's straight or not. I will need to try and put my magnets on there somehow to keep it straight. Press that down, bring that up. Then I'm just taking my versamark, and you most probably can't see, but all I'm doing is I've got my stamp there, and I'm just stamping the versamark all over the stamp. I'm giving it a really good going over. It does help if your versamark is nice and juicy. So then I'm just pressing down my rose, and you most probably can't see that, but I can see it's got a good coverage. But I'm just going to stamp that up one more time just to make sure. And then once you've embossed this, you can watercolor it, you can cut it out, you can do whatever you like with it. Just colouring it with your favourite colouring tools. Doesn't have to be Stampin' Up. So I can see that that's quite a really good. I'm still trying to be careful not to put my fingers on this near the stamp image, and I can see I've got a little spot of black dust on the rose, so I'm just going to blow it Hopefully that will be good enough. Now just bring in my tray, pop the versamark away. Now I'm just going to use Stampin' Up's white embossing powder, and I'm going to liberally, because I've got my tray and I can save it back into the container afterwards, I like to liberally go over, and I'm going to be cutting this out, so I'm not too concerned to, as long as you've got it well over, and that's embossed that quite well. And once we dry it, you'll see that we don't have, there's one little speck there that I'll just take off with my finger. So I'm not, you should be able to see that. Okay, so now we're going to just grab our heat tool, and I will just heat it up for a couple of seconds before I bring it over to heat emboss the rose. So just bear with me. So it's just starting to melt the powder now. Not sure if you can see that. Okay, so that's, so you can just see, because I've used white embossing, I most probably should have used black for you so you could really see it, but you can see that that's really heat embossed well, and we don't have any bits of embossing powder where we don't want it. So that's my tip for today, and I might come back in a later video and colour that one for you, and I'll most probably just watercolour it. Okay, so I hope that helps those that were having problems with their heat embossing, and until next time, happy crafting.